Dan Willis here, and we're talking about MiraMed Revenue Group and specifically how to negotiate a settlement agreement and potentially pay off MiraMed collections, and so it can and will help and improve your credit score. Now look, you only want to enter into negotiations directly with MiraMed Revenue Group after you've had your account validated and you've investigated that statute of limitations, that legal timetable. We discussed that here in an earlier video. If you happen to miss it, we'll include a link in the description below. Now, if your account is validated and it's within the statute of limitations legal timetable, our next step is to negotiate a settlement agreement directly with MiraMed Revenue Group. There's two parts to your settlement agreement, and it's best to get this in writing. First, we need to negotiate and settle for just a fraction of the total balance. Frequently, you'll be able to negotiate to settle in the ballpark of as little as 20% up to about 40% of the total account balance. For instance, with a $1,000 debt, we may be able to negotiate and settle for just 30% or $300. This is standard operating practice in the industry, and every debt collector will be gleeful to accept a settlement for less payment. Now, the second part of our settlement agreement, and this is mission critical, we must get MiraMed Revenue Group to agree that in exchange for your payment, they'll stop reporting your account information to all three credit bureaus. If we overlook this part of our agreement, once we make payment, the only thing that will change is the status of that collection on our credit reports. It'll be changed from an unpaid collection to a paid collection, and this is still a negative credit report item. And if you'd like some help, you can get a free credit report consultation by calling toll-free 1-844-517-7627. Now let's talk about a pay for delete. And we must take a moment and address a popular notion of dealing with debt collectors called a pay for delete. If you're unfamiliar, this is where we demand MiraMed Revenue Group first delete the negative item from our credit reports, and then we'll make payment. It sounds great, no doubt, and by all means, you're welcome to try this approach, but please don't hold your breath. In our decade-plus years of working with folks, we've yet to hear of one individual or one company ever actually making this agreement. Instead, we encourage you to get MiraMed Revenue Group to agree to stop reporting your account information to the credit bureaus in exchange for your payment. This may seem like a small difference, yet in our next step, this will enable us to remove this collection from your credit report. In our final step, we're talking about how to remove this medical collection from your credit report. And to do this, we'll need to exercise more of your consumer rights, this time those granted by the Fair Credit Reporting Act, FCRA. This federal legislation enables us to challenge and dispute any item on our credit reports so long as we believe it's incorrect, inaccurate, or made in error. And yes, we're going to dispute the MiraMed Revenue Group collection mark. There's three ways to file your credit report dispute: online, over the phone, and by mail. Once the credit bureaus get your dispute, they first get to deem it valid or frivolous. Only on valid disputes are they required to investigate, and this is another conversation for another time and place. So if you'd like to know more, we'll include a link in the description below over to an article at our website for the full story. We also have a free report available there for you, the 7 proven ways to boost your credit score. Now, once the credit bureaus get your dispute and find it valid, they're required to investigate the item. They'll call it a reinvestigation, nevertheless, during which they'll contact MiraMed Revenue Group and ask them to verify the account. As per your settlement agreement directly with MiraMed Revenue, they're not going to verify your account during the credit bureau's investigation. This is the second part of your settlement agreement about MiraMed Revenue Group agreeing to stop reporting your account information to the credit bureaus. As a result, and in compliance with the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the credit bureaus must remove this collection from your credit report. You see, every mark on your credit report must be verifiable. The Fair Credit Reporting Act is very clear about it. And this is how to get rid of bad credit legally and by exercising your rights as a consumer. And if you'd like some help, you can get a free credit report consultation by calling toll-free 1-844-517-7627. On a side, if you have this MiraMed Revenue Group collection mark on all 3 of your credit reports, you'll need to file 3 separate credit report disputes, 1 dispute per bureau. And just so you know, there have been amendments made to the Fair Credit Reporting Act since its original passage way back in 1970. The most noteworthy is today you can dispute a data furnisher directly, thus bypassing the credit bureaus. In this case, the data furnisher would be MiraMed Revenue Group. Now let's wrap this all together here. Look, you're not alone if you have outstanding medical debt. An estimated 43 million Americans have overdue medical debt on their credit reports, according to a 2014 study by the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, or CFPB. It's true, in 2017, all 3 credit bureaus adopted new rules for medical debt, most notably waiting 180 days before slapping it on an individual's credit report, along with FICO's newest scoring model, which gives less weight and less importance to outstanding medical bills. That's probably of little consolation. While the new FICO model does place less weight on medical debt, it's darn near impossible as of this video in 2020 and moving forward to actually find a lender using the newest FICO 9 model. That came out in 2014. Listen, you don't have to just live with less than perfect credit, and not for the maximum 7 years. Did you catch that? 7 years is the maximum amount of time. In other words, there is no minimum amount of time any negative item must remain on your credit report. And when's the last time you've heard of a criminal serving their maximum prison sentence? So then why should you serve the maximum bad credit prison sentence? After all, every last one of these alphabet soup laws have been passed to protect you, the consumer. When all is said and done, your credit score is a lot like your grade point average, GPA, in glory school days past. It doesn't matter if you're acing all your classes, if you're failing the art of walking, a real college course, by the way, that one negative mark is going to annihilate your overall GPA. This too is true of your credit score, and this is why it's of such profound importance to remove any dings, blemishes, and errors from your credit reports. The good news is, in 2017 alone, over 10 million negative items were removed from consumers' credit reports. This includes millions of collections. We encourage our members to consider help with legitimate, legal, and effective credit restoration services. One of the best is the Lexington Law Firm. They've helped their clients successfully remove collections, medical bills, late payments, charge-offs, repossessions, and many more negative credit report items. And if you'd like some help, you can get a free credit report consultation by calling toll-free 1-844-517-7627. Again, that's for a free credit report consultation, and the toll-free phone number is 1-844-517-7627. This is Dan Willis. We're going to include a link in the description below over to an article at our website for the full story. We also have a free report available there for you, the 7 proven ways to boost your credit score. And of course, subscribe and join our congregation. Have a fantastic day, and looking forward to talking to you again here soon.